elements in an array within an object. So before we had something like this. Now we're going to have something that looks like this. So can anyone tell me how I would access rows? Oh, this is an array within. So this is an array of objects, and this property, or sorry, this is gonna be confusing. Okay, this is an array of objects. This object has two properties. The second property is an array. You guys remember how to access elements from an array? Yeah? Okay, so Swayzen, do you want to try and get rows? So let me put that in, sorry. My plant. Alright. This sucks because I have to go back up. Okay. Oh, sorry, yeah. My plants. 0. So 0. So now we're on this object. Excellent. Huh. 0, yeah. No, this is right because it's the first. So this is an array of 3 objects, 3 elements in the array. Yeah. So the first object. So you're right. Yeah. So the first element in the array, the first in the list of things, is this object here. And dot list. Okay. Dot list and then 0. Let's see if that works. Yeah. So we're going from array to object to array. So let's see if that works. Dun, 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 dun. And it's going super slow, sorry. Rows! Look at that. Perfect. So I got rows. Excellent work. Okay, Diana, can you give me the value of type? Man, you guys are fast. Okay, 1. Yeah. Yeah, she's trying to get this the value of type. So now you're inside this object. Excellent. So give me the value of type. So now you accessed an object within and inside an array. So now you're inside the object. So how do I access a property inside of an object? Nope, that's how you access the array. How do you access properties inside of an object? You could use brackets, but if you use brackets, then what do I have to do? Then I have to do a string, yeah. Trees or would it be trees? How do I get the value of this property? There's 2 ways you can access objects properties. There's dot notation, bracket notation. You decided to go with bracket notation. Yeah. So you could just do this. So now let's try that. Or if you want to do it the other way, you could be that way. We should get rows and we should get trees. Because remember, we're accessing the value inside type, which is trees. Yeah. If you type in my plant 1, this is what's going to happen. The whole object. Well, it's going to give you this object, which has 2 properties. One is type, which has a value of trees as a string, Next is list, which is a array.
So it'll give you trees for pine birch. You can do it that way.
Well, you can do. Well, these are two different properties for one object. So this is an object here, right? Now there's two different properties. The first one is type, which is equal to. And the second one is a list, which is equal to an. But what type of? That's an array. Yeah, exactly. So how would I get pine from this now?
So you'd have to do dot list, and
Mm-hmm.
inside the quotation, because it's an array, you put, which one is it, pine?
Yes, pine.
So I don't know which one's pine. So one.
Yes, perfect.
Now, if you wanted all of them
Yeah.
in a list, you just put list.
Yeah, you just put list, and this will give you everything.
Okay.
This will give you all three of these. Yep. So let's test that out too, just to make sure. And look at that, fir, pine, and birch. Excellent.
Now, where did rose come from?
Rose is from this first one.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys are doing really great. Yeah. See, you guys are getting it. You guys are getting advanced JavaScript. This is advanced JavaScript. You guys are getting this. Hmm? You guys are all getting this. No, you're getting it.
As soon as you say, I'll see you guys next week, done.
No. You guys are going to practice this. You guys are going to practice this.
It's like, what kind of foreign language you talking earlier?
What are you talking about, foreigner? I don't understand.
Pretty good back there.
Got some good learning going on.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Imagine the engineers of Houston.
Oh, you should hear some of them down the south.
Really?
It's like, what the fuck? Oh, I got a PhD. It's like, no,
Now understand the thermodynamics going on over here is you take this equation and it's like, what?
you're right.
Some of them are like geniuses too. And they just, yeah, a rocket surgeon. That's what my cousin says. It's not rocket surgery. Okay. Now this isn't a problem that you guys are gonna do at home. Based on what we did today, which is the record collection. So it's gonna have you organize a record collection, or at least get records from the record collection. And if you guys actually wanted to organize your own record collection, that's actually a way to do it if you wanted to, using computer. And you guys could put in web application. You guys can access it and store all your music and records the way you wanted it. Mm-hmm. Or on a website. You can actually store data. Eventually, I might incorporate this thing called Firebase, which is Google's database, which makes it's so easy to use. Like you just say like I want, and it uses JSON to store data into a database. There's no SQL, nothing else. You just say it's gonna look like this when you put it into the database. It looks just like this.
So is that kind of, when you're doing it on your local machine, are you kind of doing computer programming at that point?
Yeah, this is programming. This is actual programming. This isn't fake programming. This is like hardcore. This is
So
programming.
something like that on your desktop, like all your music that you have in hard drive X.
Oh, you're talking about like non-web development, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can program a script that can like scrape something, but you need to have access to that information. So let's say that you made a list or something, or maybe even scrape it. Like if there's an API, we're gonna go over APIs today. Then you can store it in JSON format, which is this format, and be able to take that, collect it however you wish. And if the API lets you send the information back, you can sort that however you want. Yeah, lots of cool things that people do with this kind of stuff.
Hack whatever your own system.
Yeah. Oh yeah, people do lots of modding to their computers and stuff. Like they'll create these things called scripts. In JavaScript, you can easily create scripts because it's a scripting language. And what you can do is like make certain things happen automatically. Like run this, make this happen, do this on my computer. Whenever I hit Shift, Control, Alt, Enter, Shift, and that way it will clean up all my garbage. It will clear my cache in Google Chrome and blah blah blah.
2 or 3 clicks, whatever.
Yeah.
Or a couple commands.
Yeah. So let's just say that you wanted to do that.
And what would you save that in? Like, where does it save that program, that information at to do all this
these are called bash scripts. You're saving in your terminal. Yeah, so scripts, and it's very similar commands to JavaScript, but it's its own language. But it's if you know JavaScript, it's like, oh yeah, it's almost the same commands. Yeah, pretty cool. You can run the same code multiple times by using a loop. So have we gone over for loops? Okay. Oh, okay. So real quick. Okay, so we're gonna go over JavaScript for loops. Now, a for loop does something multiple times. So you have for, and then this is the part where it gets complicated and it looks confusing. But what you're doing is you're starting off with a variable. You're gonna create a variable, usually called I. It's gonna start off at a value of 0. So I is gonna start off with the value of 0. Then the next one is gonna be, well, this is how many times this loop is gonna run. How many times are you going to execute the code inside this for loop? So you're going to execute this code until I is not, until this statement is false. So while this is true, keep running the statement. Well, if I equals 0, then how is I ever going to reach 5? This is where this third part comes in. And this part actually runs at the end of each statement. So every time the loop ends, this gets run. I++ just means increase I by 1. So, again, the order of this is, let me put this in there. So the order is, the first time it runs, I is equal to what? Then it checks to see, oh, is I less than 5? Yes, I is less than 5. Okay, let's keep going. Then what it's going to do is it's going to run any code. So we could just do console.log meow. I++ just means I plus 1. Add 1 to I. That's all it means. Yeah, so at the end of the statement, so what's going to happen is, how many times do you guys think this meow is going to get printed out? 5 times. So let's see. See, meow, 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 meow. So it's 5, well, you can't really see it, but it printed out 5 times. Let me do that again. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it printed out 5 times. So now I want to explain exactly how it happens each time. So the first time it runs, it goes var I equals 0. Then it says, is I less than 5? Is 0 less than 5? Yes. Then it will run this statement, console.log meow. Then it will check this part. It's going to say, okay, now increase I by 1. Okay, so now this time runs again. This time I is equal to what? Is it? Is it's going to equal 1, right? Because 0 plus 1 is 1. Yeah. So is 1 less than 5? Yeah. So then this will print out. Up to exactly. And then once 5 is less than 5, is 5 less than 5? It's equal to, right? So it's going to stop. So do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it actually runs 5 times because it starts off at 0. Exactly. Exactly. Now, let's use that I. So let's just print out I to loop through an array. So let's say that we have a bunch of elements in an array. I'm an element. Now, let's go through other people's favorite things. So we've gone over guns. Jackie, what are your favorite things? Skateboarding. Is it pizza? I could never tell. Beer? Is it beer? Okay. Video games? Okay. Sleep? As many as you can think of. Art? You can be honest. If there's something weird or something, we're not going to judge you. Photography? Man, you're so weird. And mermaids. Okay. Okay. Excellent. So now we have all these. Now, if I wanted to print each one, I'd have to do console.log. I would have to do well, if I did our array, it would print all of them in a string, but it's gonna look all weird, right? Let's say I just wanted I wanted to print. Oh God, it's looking really weird. So it's gonna print out the whole array. But let's say that I wanted to make it look nice. So I wanted to print out maybe just like the first 4 in here. So then I would have to, well, if without a loop, I would have to do our array 0. Then I'd have to do console.log our array 1, our array 2, our array 3, our array 4. No. So if I did that, if I wanted the first 4 elements, then I have to do that, right? But in a loop, you can do what Jackie, what you were about to say? How could I print out the first 4 elements? Mm-hmm. Parentheses? Well, there's a different way to do it. Yeah. No? Not necessarily. Well, first off, how many times do we want this to run? We just want skateboarding, pizza, beer, and video games. We just want the first 4 elements that this person likes. So how many times will this loop run? So 0, 1, 2, 3. So up to 4, right? So yeah, so it's not gonna stop. It's gonna stop at 4. So it's gonna go 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So what we can do is just do this. Now this I, because we learned it changes every time it loops. So the first time it's gonna print out what? Is it gonna print out 0, or what is it gonna print out? If we have our array I, what is I equal to the first time it runs? Well, I is actually equal to 0, but this is going to print out skateboarding. Exactly. What's the next time it runs? Next time it runs? Next time it runs? Exactly. So let's check that out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And if you wanted to look nice, like this console.log will make it nice and like pretty instead of like one array. And this is what the I is used for. It's used to like iterate through things. So this is a programming concept. If you want to iterate through something, then you can use a for loop and use the iterator, which is this I. Right? So this I changes each time this loop goes. Okay. So let's say that we wanted the last 2 elements. Can you guys think of a way we could do that? The last 2 elements? Four. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's start off at 4. Excellent. Mm-hmm. 2, 3, 4. Let's try that. Okay, so you want the last one too. Or it could be just 8, right? Okay. Let's see. So let's see. Well, let's clear this first to make sure we're doing it right. Okay. So this is going to go sleep, art, photography, and mermaids. So we just wanted photography and mermaids. So then where do we start off? Are you sure? Let's see. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we only want photography and mermaids. If we start off at 5, we're going to get art also.
Six.
Yeah, so let's try 6. There you go. Just photography and mermaids. Let me clear that just to make sure that it looks good. There you go, photography and mermaids. So this is how you can get different aspects of it. And if you wanted everything in there, you could start off at 0, and you could do this really cool trick called rArray.length. Now the length is a property of arrays. So the length is the number of elements inside of an array. How many elements are inside this array? Yeah, there's 8, right? So I is equals 0. So no matter how big this array was, let's say we didn't know, we could just print out everything in here by just using out. The limit is now just the length of the array. And this is very popularly done. This is done all the time.
Is there a way you can, instead of length, I don't even know why you use this, but say you wanted the first 50% of
Length divided by 2.
50%. Oh, okay.
Let's say you just wanted, like, so excellent question. So Steven's asking, what if you wanted just the first 50% of an array? Could you use the length and then divide it by 2? Yeah, because the length will give you a number, how many elements there are. So just divide that by 2, and it will just give you up to the first half.
Now, what if you want to do the last half?
Last half. So then you do I is equal to
The length of the array.
divided by 2, and then up to. Yeah, so this starts off at 50%, right? In the middle. And then it ends once it reaches the end of it. So pretty cool, right? Yeah? You see Jackie's finally having fun with it. This is more math stuff, right? You like that? Okay. All right, so now I want you guys to try and iterate through something. So I'm going to give you guys... I don't know why I'm capitalizing all this. Good. I think these are just general things that everyone wants. What are some unique things? Oh, Warhammer. I like Warhammer. Video games. I like beer, but it depends on, like, I really am like picky about my beer. Like I really like amber ales, blueberry beers.
Drink that is sour.
Yeah, I like sour beer.
I might bring some in. I have like 3 gallons left that I made.
Really?
Yeah, it's an all wheat beer. I'll bring some in for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, no. What do you mean? You mean the parking lot? Yes, that sounds excellent.
I'll bring some in.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, actually, so like fruit, fruitish beer. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Just different beer. Chocolate. Fuck yeah, I love chocolate. Movies, science. I'm trying to put a lot of stuff so you guys can have a lot of data to work with. MMA. I like. Oh, programming. Yeah, I actually like it. Problem solving. Love. Someone in the back's like, gay. Once I find it. If I'm being totally honest, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna put that in there. Huh? Yeah, but okay, wait. Monica Bellucci, even better. This is Monica Bellucci. Yeah, Monica Bellucci is a classy woman, and she stays beautiful. She does, but I mean, she's very. This is Monica Bellucci. Monica Bellucci is 51 years old, and look at this. She's 51. Yeah, yeah. Look at this. Yeah. No, these are yeah. She's legitimately like beautiful. Yeah. All right, so let's go with that. She doesn't have plastic. I don't think she does. I don't know. I don't want to know. All right. Okay. So what I want you to do, let me print out. Okay. So I want you guys to try this out. I think it should. If you guys refresh, you should be able to